HTML is brought to you by the fine folks at the Cage Club Network. For all things movies, media, music, comics, and more, check out cageclub.me. That's cageclub.me.
Hey everybody, I'm Nico.
I'm Kevo.
And I think he's a little upset because this last episode of Falcon Winter Soldier had a little... Sorry, you're right. It was...
Not better! And we've been talking all season so far about John Walker and U.S. Agent. This is sort of what the character is known for, but it's one thing to know that this character might end up here and then to actually have it happen.
Especially because the road to get here was choreographed with interesting intentions. I kind of expected John Walker to go evil. That's something I needed from him, I guess, to kind of fulfill that arc. I feel as though getting there by killing Battlestar was not necessary. And please, by all means, don't think that I'm saying that an appropriate sacrifice isn't worth it. But you don't get to kill the black character that has come to mean something to people just because you included some other fantastic black characters in the episode. I really need people to consider that Battlestar, for his 3 or 4 episodes of existence, mattered to people.
I, until the next episode comes out, am currently choosing to pretend that Battlestar is not dead. I actually think that it would have more emotional weight if John had been incorrect and Lamar isn't dead, that he did this revenge killing for nothing anyway. Unfortunately, I doubt it. I think it's very likely that he is dead. I think that is something we also probably said, don't do. Don't do it.
No do.
But, it's disappointing.
Now, I have some hopes that they can use this opportunity of perhaps killing Battlestar as a chance to bring in maybe some Marvel Netflix characters, have some Marvel Netflix, have some MCU, have maybe some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters, and all have that happen around Secret Invasion. That would be really exciting. I need to know that if he survives, though, he's not just going to be the second black sidekick who has become disabled by virtue of battle. I think it's important to show as many veterans having the realities of war about their body as we can, but we do not need to repeatedly incapacitate the dynamic black character who has already been cast in a secondary role. While that worked out really well for Rhodey, we get to see the incredible Don Cheadle get his own show, and he has risen to such incredible heights, and you can't talk about Don Cheadle without talking about the fact that he wore a shirt on SNL that said protect trans kids, period. The Battlestar thing has me have a lot of feels.
That just made me realize that we will probably see Don Cheadle next week. I'm under the impression that he is going to be in more than one episode anyway, so I imagine we will see some sort of consequences to John Walker's actions, whatever they may be. But for as horribly as secondary black male characters were treated this week, we got some pretty great stuff with the secondary black female characters this week. We got even more IO than I could have possibly hoped by getting a flashback of her and Bucky in Wakanda.
Ayo!
Then we got an entire Dora Milaje fully regaled battle with annoying Captain America and handing his ass to him.
They weren't even super soldiers.
Oh my god, that was nice. That was a gift. That was a lovely little gift.
And it kind of expresses something that's necessary to understand about the Marvel Universe in general. We think of guys like Captain America as the bringers and enders of war. But the Dora Milaje are representative of an elite force. They are the Avengers. And I think the difference between the Dora Milaje and the Avengers is that when the Avengers fight, the Avengers think there will be no one further to take my place should I die. A Dora Milaje knows that this is her job to die for the Kingdom of Wakanda, and they fight with a passion that only befits those willing to die for what they believe. And on his best day, John Walker will never, ever be that guy.
I really love your point of, if I die, I will simply be replaced, as opposed to the Avengers who, if I die, who's going to replace me? Because I think that's something that they are starting to slowly tell, but, it's been 2 years since we've had a movie, so it's hard for them to keep their narrative flowing properly. But we started to see it almost immediately in Spider-Man Far From Home, with people questioning what's going on with the Avengers.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to see even more of that with this Captain America clearly is not working out, versus a team like, as you say, the Dora Milaje, where they will continue, they will endure. It's more reminiscent of like a Kyoshi Warriors from Avatar The Last Airbender, where they are an elite squad and team that exists, and members are, while important, themselves not the linchpin of keeping this going.
And I feel like because we had to make room for the Dora Milaje and so much of Walker and Battlestar's narrative, which maybe necessarily wasn't in the earlier episodes quite as much, we lost out on Sarah. She was in it, but she was in a very small part of it. There was really no Isaiah to speak of. Sharon played an ancillary role. Zemo, okay, you're not supposed to like Zemo, I understand. But if I have to have a list of favorite Captain America villains, it's like Screaming Mimi and all of the Snake Women, and I promise it's real. And
I believe you. The problem is not me not believing you. It's just upsetting to hear.
and Zemo. And Zemo is so funny when he's funny, and I love him in the Thunderbolts, and this was my Zemo. He literally is just like, oh, I see there is a fight. I believe it is time that I take my leave and skulk back to the Hydra sewers in this coat. He's perfect.
He's not. I'm a little embarrassed for the Dora Milaje that he just walked out the bathroom.
I think that their concern... Okay, because I get you. They should never have lost track of him. But comparatively, who's more dangerous?
Yeah.
Someone else is going to catch Helmet Lang. No. Helmet Zero, right?
Nope.
Baron Zemo.
There we go. Someone else is going to drink Zima.
There's somewhere out there, there's a man in a helmet drinking Zima. And they're going to catch Daniel Bruhl. And that's going to be fine. But the Dora Milaje are the only ones who knew how to be like, yink, 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 no more arm. Sam is automatically like, I am not going to fight one of these women.
He did not get involved. Good for him.
I'm going to sit back, just stroke Red Wing. Oh, he's a robot. I'm going to sit back and just tighten the screws on Red Wing.
That is not what I thought you meant by stroke Red Wing anyway. So.
Oh, so...
What will you do if I keep that in?
Hey, Anthony. I felt the emotional core of this episode was in seeing our heroes not be those heroes. Not seeing Bucky fall victim as the sidekick of Captain America the way Battlestar did. You know, we saw Bucky die 70 years ago. He fell victim the same way Battlestar did, and then Cap went on a tear and was like, how could you have done that to my sidekick? And we see that again, sort of the flip side of it. We see Sam as Cap choose nonviolence.
Repeatedly.
Choose to talk to Carly instead of bring her down, whereas the only thing John Walker knows is action. Whether it's giving himself the super soldier serum, which, by the way, you know, Zemo smashing all of them, there's no way that's the end of the super soldier serum in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just such a hollow moment for me.
It might be the end of it in this season. I would not be surprised if we got a shot at the end of the finale that shows, like, they're being mass-produced. Like, but either way, no, it's not the end of it in the MCU, for sure.
So I felt like we saw a lot of reflection, and that's what this whole show has been about for me. Dichotomy, the white experience is you put the white guy in therapy, the black experience is you deny the black man a bank loan, the white experience is you get to be violent, the black experience is you have to think.
I was thinking about how long it took Steve to be taken seriously as a super soldier, fighting in the war with the Howling Commandos.
In the trenches, literally getting his hands dirty, wearing that costume.
And it took all of that as Captain America to build this reputation as Captain America. But he wasn't taken seriously just by doing that USO tour. And yet even then, he did a full USO tour, whereas John Walker just debuted as Captain
PR
America.
stunt.
They put out all of these posters and the propaganda images, but that's not the same as putting in your dues and having the world actually see you and recognize you and support you as Captain America. he's already getting support from people. We saw he's getting asked for his autograph. I actually expected that scene to be him being punked and the person to be making fun of him to further him getting angry that people weren't taking him seriously as Captain America, so I was surprised they didn't do that there. You pointed out that he is a man of action. His first episode, Bucky asks him if he ever threw himself on a grenade, and he says, actually, it's a signature move of mine. Like, yeah, he just thinks it's all...
Be the man, do the action.
Yep. And he thinks throwing himself on a grenade is what makes him Captain America, and it's not. It's more than that.
And I think part of it has to do with how high you set the stakes, right? I want to remind everybody that I use Harry Potter as an example of cyclical storytelling because of the number of ways it reflects back on classic British literature, which is so pervasive through American literature for so long before, we understood diversity and inclusion. And the end of the third Harry Potter movie is Harry Potter can time travel against an escaped convict while super prison guards are trying to shudder the soul out of people. The next one starts off with a soccer match. It's that sort of cyclical telling where you have to keep resetting things back down. The world is watching. This isn't new. As a matter of fact, that's the whole point of the Sokovia Accords. That is literally the point of Age of Ultron. That is the point of so many Marvel movies up through now. But here's what happened. We got Endgame, and Endgame raised the stakes to here. So now we need to get everything back up there without the benefit of a Thanos. By making it this severe perversion of an ideological concept. There's that moment where he goes, okay, Thanos, I'm going to keep fighting you. And then he grumbles assemble 2 seconds later. And that's a Sam moment. When you think about the iconography that the shield represents never giving up. And now here we see the shield used to execute and cover it in blood. Because they couldn't do something more significant than kill half of everything in existence ever again, they had to pervert and invert the idea of Captain America as an ideological construct in the Marvel Universe in an effort to get our reaction. And I think it's Buffy. In Season 5, Glory was a god. In Season 6, Willow was the betrayal from within. Captain America may be a new man, but the betrayal is from within.
And it's confirmation of everyone's worst fears handing this shield off to whoever. I've seen a lot of headlines talking about how this is the most horrific thing the MCU has ever done, and you're absolutely right. It's technically not. We have technically had so many similar, if not worse, things happen, but it's definitely, I think, one of the most graphic and horrifically choreographed moments.
How is this worse than 2 billion dead kids? How is this worse than half of everyone on Earth dying?
That guy's not coming back.
I think we generally liked this episode of Cap and Winter Soldier.
It felt really
Winter
short.
Soldier and Falcon. Sam is Cap to me.
It's Sammy Jimmy Birdarm.
Sammy Jimmy Birdarm.
This episode of Sammy Jimmy Birdarm felt really short. There were really only 2 major tentpoles of the episode. It was the Dora Milaje fight and it was the ending fight. And then a few little tentpoles throughout. There was
the conversation with Carly, the call to Sarah.
Yeah, that was really it. It was kind of the Madani, whatever. I hate that character.
The Donnie
the Mother
Brasco.
Teresa, the Mother Teresa funeral, and the phone call between Carly and Sarah, which I also found weird. I can't get a beat on Carly's character. One moment we're supposed to think that she's like this sympathetic, meek refugee.
Indigent on the run.
And then the next moment she's this cool, poised, I got your number and I called Sam's sister and I wanted to know if I have to kill your brother. I like you, Sarah. You remind me of me. Who is that character? I don't recognize that with the person they're trying to tell us that Carly is as this scared refugee. It's not the same person.
So if you've been enjoying Sammy Jimmy Birdarm as much as we have, you probably think to yourself, the only way Sammy Jimmy Birdarm could get better is if there was a home edition of Sammy Jimmy Birdarm. Ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate 4 amazing episodes of HTML covering Sammy Jimmy, we are giving away a Sammy Jimmy Birdarm. Ooh.
The whole Sammy.
Now this Sammy Jimmy...
And then some.
This Sammy Jimmy actually comes with an amazing Natasha. So everybody, this is an awesome LEGO official Avenger Falcon Black Widow 2-pack. Like and comment on this video, and we're going to pick one of the winners and send this guy on home to one of you. Did you have any other last thoughts on Falcon Winter Soldier number 4? Sammy Jimmy Birdarm?
Where was Joaquin?
He's so hot.
We got more Sharon this week. So I really can't complain. People are still saying Sharon's the power broker, but like I don't understand how that connects with the threatening text messages that the power broker is sending to Carly, unless, again, as you said, she's like a triple agent, so like she's pretending to threaten Carly, but actually it's blah blah blah.
I'd love Sharon to join whatever Jimmy Woo Darcy show might come. She would be a great fixture on that, you know, being their SHIELD liaison or their Black Ops liaison. And these MCU Disney Plus shows are like 6 to 8 episodes long. She could do this along with her residency over on CBS or NBC or whatever channel she's a doctor on.
ABC?
ABC. She's a doctor.
It might be Fox. I have no idea what network The Resident is on.
Dr. Revenge will come see you now.
Any Jimmy Woo Darcy spinoff might be a little bit below Monica's pay grade now that she's gotten that little power up, so we're gonna need another agent. Yeah.
I just hit myself in the hat really hard with my
shield. Do you want me to retake it? Or
no,
good?
Please leave that in.
Okay, that's excellent.
So guys, we can't wait to come back and talk about these last 2 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's just 2 more episodes to go. We've got Loki on the horizon. We've got Black Widow coming. Eternals know the...
Eternals whenever, as if it's not annoying enough that Black Widow keeps getting pushed back. I just want the Eternals.
Well, until then, you guys can find me all over Twitter and Instagram at NicoAction. That's NicoAction. Hey, Kevo, where can the folks at home find you?
You can find me at Kevoreally, Kevoreally.
Until next time, guys, keep those birds in the sky, those metal arms flexed, and we'll see ya.
And keep your shields to yourself. No!